I died once. You don't realize how many bad things people do until you die and become invisible. I didn't get shot or hit by a car by another person, nor did I intentionally cause my death. If I were an alcoholic or a drug addict, I would have asked for my death. But I was a normal, good-minded young man just trying to live my life. I am okay with the fact that I am dead, although I am to permanently stay on Earth until I correct a certain number of wrongs. The night I died, I had a girlfriend. She was another reason I am glad I'm dead now. Let me take you back to the week before I died. I was a handsome 22-year-old man with the most beautiful girlfriend and quite a decent job. I was making a good amount of money while also still in school to become a doctor. Everything was going absolutely perfect in my mind and life. My girlfriend and I were sexually active a decent amount of the time, and we lived together, so that made it all the better. Anyways, a week before I died, we had the best sex of my life, and I had never felt more in love with this beautiful woman. The unfortunate thing, however, was that we never did it again. The next few nights she came home later than usual because of her job and went straight to bed. In the mornings, though, she would make me a nice big breakfast and treat me amazingly. Looking back, she seemed to be trying to make me as comfortable as possible for my death. 3 days before my death, I just went to work and school like a normal day. This day, however, I come home and my girlfriend was there, surprisingly. She cooked dinner for us, completely homemade, and we discussed a little bit of our future, but she didn't seem to be interested in that conversation. After dinner, she went to pick up my prescription at the pharmacy. I didn't need my antidepressants refilled until next week, but I thought she might have forgot, so I didn't question it. Later, we went to bed and watched an episode of our favorite show. We both drifted off, but I woke up around 3 a.m., and I heard someone sharpening knives in the kitchen downstairs. I got up silently and began walking downstairs cautiously. When I walked into the kitchen, I seemed to have startled my girlfriend because she was the one sharpening the knives. I asked her about the knives and she said she couldn't sleep, so she decided to clean up the kitchen a bit. I thought this was extremely odd, but I didn't question it again. As I walked upstairs, I heard her laugh. It was a vicious laugh, but it was hers, so I simply smiled, not knowing what was coming next. 2 days prior to my death now, my girlfriend has become a lot more distant, which was slightly upsetting because I liked her being really nice for that period of time. Anyways, after school and work that day, I went to the bar, had a couple drinks, and watched the hockey game that was on. I came home and my girlfriend was nowhere to be found. I decided to head to bed for the night. I woke up the next morning as usual and it was finally Friday. I went to school and work and my girlfriend was still nowhere to be found. I went to get dinner and just as I was getting into my car, I heard a scream. I, being my curious self, ran to see what had happened. My girlfriend stood behind the house with my best friend. My best friend had gashes in his abdomen and was bleeding out. I called the ambulance immediately and asked my girlfriend what had happened. She said he was trying to touch her in places, so she stabbed him out of self-defense. This seemed outrageous because my best friend would never do anything like that. But my girlfriend sat there crying with blood covering her. Wait, where did she get the knife, and how did she just have the knife with her? She seemed extremely distraught, so I didn't think to interrogate her on being away last night or why she had the knife. That night, I went out for a drink or two to ease my mind of the thoughts of my blood-covered girlfriend and my dead best friend. I came home to my girlfriend drinking, and she offered me some. I gladly accepted and began drifting off due to something she must have put in my drink. That night, I had the weirdest dream, one full of blood, gore, a laughing girlfriend, and my own death. I woke up just like any other day, but I suddenly felt no emotion whatsoever. I got up to wash my face in the bathroom and noticed blood all over my girlfriend and I's bed. I immediately panicked and realized I should at least see how bad I looked before going to the police station. I ran to the bathroom to look in the mirror, and my reflection was not looking back. The wall behind me was visible, but I was not at all. Everything seemed off, and I figured it just must be a hangover, and I was just seeing things. I began searching all over the house to figure out what was going on and why I was feeling this way. I looked out of my back window to my backyard. I saw my girlfriend, and she seemed to be struggling with something. I went out back and called her name. She didn't notice or hear me at all, it seemed. Then I finally saw what she had been struggling with. My body was laying on a tarp, and she was trying to drag me to the hole she had previously made. The blood on the bed was mine. I am a ghost, and I am dead. She didn't seem to hear me when I called her name again. I was flustered. Why would my girlfriend murder me? What did I do to deserve this? Everything was a blur, but I went to find my girlfriend's phone. I scrambled through her text messages and found a number that wasn't part of a contact. I read things like, "Last night was so amazing, babe," sent from my girlfriend, and "Is he gone yet? Do you need help? Ready for some fun?" sent from the mysterious number. This made me extremely infuriated. I decided in that moment I would ruin her life. By the end of the day, she was obviously getting annoyed with the fact that I kept making her do things she knew she didn't want to do, but she couldn't control it. Day after day, she kept doing things and seeing things that she couldn't understand. She became more irritable and less lively. Her entire personality was spiraling downward. She was stressed, upset, angry, confused, and her life was becoming worthless to her. I hope that she realized what she was going through was all thanks to me. I didn't deserve what happened to me, but she deserved what was happening to her.